Hello, this is Miles and MarthaLoss, your local real estate experts. Living in Florida, close to the Gulf of Mexico, we frequently run into flood insurance and properties needing flood insurance. And actually, the determination whether or not a property needs flood insurance is done by maps issued from FEMA, part of the federal government, which will show whether or not a property is in a flood zone. You can also check with the seller, or the agent can check on the MLS, or you can check with the insurance agent. Now, flood insurance is different than hazard insurance. If you had a flood at a property, your hazard insurance will not cover it. You need to have flood insurance. And this is important because when you have salt water that enters into the property, it could be very expensive to make repairs. Pretty much anything the salt water touches will need to be replaced. So if you're in a flood zone, you really want to consider getting flood insurance. If you have a mortgage, you don't have a choice. If you own the property free and clear, you do, but we recommend that you do get the flood insurance. Now, rates will vary greatly. And there's two factors that are very important in determining the rate for the flood insurance. The first being the elevation. And elevation is where the property is located in relation to sea level. So this is sea level. You have a property that's below sea level. Obviously, it's more likely to flood. They're going to have higher rates. As you go above sea level, the rates will go down. This is why you can have a property on a street that's not elevated, maybe $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year for flood insurance, and the neighbor's an elevated home, and they're maybe $700 a year. This is why elevated homes sell for a premium. You also have whether or not the property's filed an insurance claim and the history on that in relation to the property. So the property has 1, 2, 3 claims, it's going to have higher flood insurance. Makes sense. You file the claim, the rates go up. The other thing to remember is flood insurance is transferable. You should ask for a copy of the seller's policy. That way you can see how much it is, and that policy can be transferred over to you. So you're not going to have a situation where their flood insurance is $700 a year. You purchase the property and now it's $5,000. It's not going to happen. Their policy will transfer over to you. Now the elevation. This is actually determined by a surveyor, and he will do something called an elevation certification or an elevation cert. And when he does the survey, he will find out where the property is in relation to sea level, and you need that for determining your rates. Typically, you can get that from the homeowner, but sometimes the homeowner can't find it, they lost it, whatever. So you actually have to have the survey done with the elevation certificate. And that's typically done at the end of the loan process, but you would need that. So keep this in mind. These are very important factors with flood insurance. If this is a sensitive issue for you, you don't want to pay a lot of money for flood insurance, you definitely want to look for an elevated home. Hope this helps. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell.